There is a sound that every soldier on Earth recognizes instantly. If you are an American Marine pinned down in a valley in Afghanistan, it is the sound of salvation. It is the voice of God. But if you are an enemy combatant, it is the last sound you will ever hear. This is the A-10 Thunderbolt II, but nobody calls it that. They call it the Warthog. It is the ugliest, slowest, and most primitive aircraft in the modern U.S. arsenal. While the F-22 Raptor is designed to be invisible, the Warthog is designed to be loud. While the F-35 is built with millions of lines of code, the Warthog is built with a titanium bathtub and a hammer. By all the laws of modern aviation, this plane should be dead. The Air Force has tried to cancel it 4 times. Critics call it a relic. They say it has a design flaw, that it is too slow to survive in a modern war. But they are missing the point. The Warthog was not built to fly fast. It was not built to look good. It was built around a single, massive design flaw that turned out to be its greatest superpower. It is the only plane in history that can be shot to pieces, lose half a wing, lose an engine, and have its hydraulic blood drained out and still bring the pilot home. This is the story of the mistake that became immortal. To understand the A-10, you have to understand that it is not really a plane. Usually, engineers build an aircraft and then they figure out where to attach the guns. With the Warthog, they did the opposite. In the 1970s, the Pentagon had a nightmare. They believed that if World War III started, thousands of Soviet tanks would roll across the plains of Europe. They needed a tank killer. So General Electric built a gun, not a rifle, a cannon, the GAU-8 Avenger. This weapon is the size of a family car. It weighs 4,000 pounds. It fires milk bottle-sized rounds of depleted uranium at a rate of 3,900 shots per minute. The gun was perfect, but there was a problem. It was so heavy and the recoil was so violent that no existing plane could carry it. If you mounted this gun on an F-16 and pulled the trigger, the recoil would rip the nose off the aircraft. So the engineers made a radical decision. They did not put the gun inside a plane. They built a plane around the gun. Look closely at the nose of the A-10. Notice something weird? The front landing gear is not in the middle. It is offset to the right. Why? Because the gun had to go in the exact center line of the aircraft. If the gun was even 1 inch off-center, the recoil force, which is equal to 1 engine's worth of thrust, would push the plane off course every time it fired. The pilot would pull the trigger and the plane would spin out of control. This brings us to the design flaw. The recoil of the GAU-8 is so powerful that it actually slows the aircraft down. When the pilot fires a long burst, the plane fights against its own momentum. The smoke from the gun is so thick that in early tests it choked the engines and caused them to flame out. Imagine that, a weapon so powerful it tries to crash its own airplane. To fix this, engineers had to install special igniters in the engines that fire constantly when the gun is active, just to keep the fire lit. It was a brute force solution for a brute force machine. But a big gun is not enough to make a plane legendary. You also have to survive using it. Modern jets like the F-35 rely on stealth. Their defense is, don't get seen. The A-10's defense is, I don't care if you see me. Because the A-10 flies low and slow, sometimes under 1,000 feet, it is within range of everything. Small arms fire, flak